Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News, Shinrin Yoku, and Yurt Life, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Wednesday, December 27th, 8 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. Coronal hole 86 will be geo-effective in just about 24 hours, meaning we are on earthquake alert. Also, on the Reykjanes Ridge in Grindavik, seismic tremor is picking up. Will an eruption ensue? Keep calm. It's boom time. Blizzard exits through the Midwest after deadly storm leads to dangerously icy travel. Snowy and icy roads have prompted highway closures in at least 5 states this week as a powerful storm produced near zero visibility and coated some parts of the central U.S. in an inch of ice. And the post-holiday storms will create travel troubles for millions, with rain, snow, and icy mix continuing through tomorrow. Heavy northeast rains with messy Midwest winter storm system will cause delays on the roads and in the air during the final week of 2023. First alert weather showing 2 rounds of snow for the St. Louis area, and the rain and snow mix will arrive in the morning for you out there in Wisconsin. Here is the snowfall analysis from the last few days of that blizzard that moved through South Dakota and Nebraska. Huge swaths of a foot, 8 inches to a foot or more for hundreds of square miles. Small pockets of 18 inches or greater were seen mostly in South Dakota. And this storm is not over yet. It is moving east, albeit a little weaker. Weakening winter storms still to bring impacts to the Midwest and eastern U.S. The powerful winter storm that brought impacts to the northern and central plains is expected to finally wind down beginning today. Lingering wintry mix and freezing rain will remain through today for these areas. The system will then shift to the Midwest and Northeast through the end of the week. Meanwhile, rainfall and thunderstorm chances will increase along the eastern seaboard today and into the rest of the week. What a tweak. Well, the long forecast here on the GFS is showing an epic system moving through the central U.S. sometime in mid-January. But before then, we've got to deal with a few things, including moisture. Here we can see that moisture on the East Coast. I don't know if I just covered that or not. But it is going to be rapidly moving off, and that will bring a quiet system across most of the country for the coming days. And that means not that much snow. There's some snow through the beginning of the weekend here, through Friday and Saturday from the back end of that storm in the Midwest here. There's going to be developing snow in Maine as well by the weekend. Saturday and Sunday is going to be heavy snow in the Northeast, specifically Maine, and moving down the Sierra Crest there. And by Monday, the system will be moving into the Four Corners region and be moving east. Overall, a very quiet system until we get to the second week of January here in the new year. And 2024 is lining up to be epic with whatever this system is developing on the models. I'm sure it's going to shift, but something big is afoot. Now, good news for the holiday blues. An Indiana man was found by Good Samaritans, actually fishermen, and rescued from a car wreck after 6 days trapped in his vehicle, and he was paralyzed. Matthew Room, 27, said he had been stranded and paralyzed in place in his truck since December 20th. How he's alive is anyone's guess, and it's a developing story, but good news nonetheless. Seismic update. We have a moderate uptick in earthquakes, especially in the mid-ocean ridges here. We have a 5.2 in the Reykjanes Ridge, a 5.7 in the Pacific Rise, a moderate rumbler, 5.3 in the center of Russia, and some interesting quakes in the U.S., including a 3.8 in Etowah, Arkansas, just south of the danger zone in the New Madrid. So take heed there. Holy macaroni. And we are on seismic watch because of that coronal hole, which is about to face Earth by morning. So stay tuned for more updates. Over at the Reykjanes Ridge, seismicity has dropped off a cliff. No activity in about the last 24 hours. And that is typically when another fissure eruption starts. So I went over to take a look at the tremor. It is rising, and we'll keep a close eye on it. The last time it was up near 4,000 or so, it spiked. And this was the eruption that happened just a few weeks ago. maybe another one is imminent. There is massive amounts of magma below the surface of Iceland that has not come up yet. Will it solidify or will it erupt? Well, the probability of another eruption from this emplacement is very high. So stay tuned for more updates on Iceland, as the story is not over. Now, have you heard a famous actor is accused of walking off the boardwalk in Yellowstone National Park because, well, he's just so important he can do whatever he wants. And that actor is none other than Pierce Brosnan, who was cited for walking in thermal areas at Yellowstone Park. Now, can we just get a little bit of clarity here? If you're going off the boardwalk and there are signs that say that people die all the time falling through the crust and into these hydrothermal vents, what in God's name is going through your head, Pierce Brosnan? I guess he's so important he thinks he can do whatever he wants, pay a small fee, and blah, blah. I hope they cancel this schmuck, period. Worldwide volcano news update. Liwa Tobe puffing to 9,000 feet. Nothing spectacular today. Dukono to 10,000 feet. Swano Sima puffing and passing as well. We also have Sabancaya, Reventador to 14,000. Nevado de Ruiz to 19,000. And Sangay to 20,000 feet. Now, you've heard of Frosty the Snowman. Well, how about a stratovolcano in the Aleutian Islands named Frosty the Volcano? Yeah, it's true. And there is our little, well, it's quite a big volcano, actually. Frosty the Volcano is on an island up in the Aleutians, just to the west of Cold Bay. Hey, I said it. It's the image of the day from NASA's Earth Observatory, which features the stratovolcano in Alaska's Aleutian Islands, known as Frosty the Volcano. The photograph shows Frosty's 5,670-foot peak within the town of Cold Bay to the north. Space weather news update. The sun is at solar max and has gone completely silent. Current X-ray flux at B 7.8 is embarrassing, and the latest HMI intensity shows very few, if any, sunspots turning around the limb. Some small pinpricks here may develop as they move to center disk, but overall, these spots are not flaring, and there is zero activity on the disk. Completely dead. But we do have some geoaffective space weather coming our way due to Coronal Hole 86, which will be Earth-facing, the northern portion of it, by tomorrow morning. And by midday, this coronal hole stream should be geoaffective on Earth for a seismic uptick. Yes, an earthquake watch beginning tomorrow afternoon, running all day into Friday. So we could be looking for large 7 magnitude, low level 8 magnitude earthquakes to emerge anytime in the next 24 hours. So heed the warnings and be ready with your bug out bags. Now, what is resurrection biology? Well, it's when scientists take old things that they find in ice or in soil and try to make them come alive again. Why would they be doing this? Couldn't they spark the next deadly pandemic? Well, of course they could. And that's probably why resurrection biology is gaining traction around the world. It's a depopulation agenda, folks. Did you miss the memo? Well, you must have missed the memo on this one. Methane may not warm the Earth quite as much as previously thought. In fact, the gas absorbs both long-wave and short-wave radiation with competing effects on climate. So effectively, this paper is claiming that it may negate itself. Good news for the fearmongers. More bad news for the green movement here. How electric vehicles are losing momentum with U.S. buyers in charts. Well, it's very clear there was a peak in April of 2022 with the greenies going nuts, buying these vehicles and mortgaging their houses. But the reality is that the $60,000 fix is in. The cars barely last half a decade, and then you have to throw them out because no one wants to buy them. Replacement batteries basically cost an entire year's salary for most of the planet, and it is simply another fad gone wrong. It will literally destroy the planet if we go electric, ladies and gentlemen. I could do a whole podcast on it, but I do digress. Just like fake meat is tanking, the electric car market will tank as well. It is complete nonsense. and is not going to change the temperature on Earth 1 degree. Trust me. Now, if you were interested about the alien agenda and what's going on, you need to go back to basics. One of the first whistleblowers was Phil Schneider. And if you don't know the Phil Schneider story, this documentary we put up on our Rumble channel earlier today, Dulce Underground Military Base. Who is Phil Schneider? The Underground is the name of the documentary, and this is the director's cut, which you can watch completely free over at our Rumble channel, uncensored. So go get it if that interests you. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. They just removed one of our channels with very little explanation, and I'm sure it's going to be getting much worse as we head towards the election. 2024 is going to be a year like you've never seen before. Smash that thumbs up. It's free. Become a Patreon. It supports the work we do, and you can watch all of our stuff in one place, commercial free. We love you. Happy New Year. It's coming soon, and that is a boom.